This is the grid that the Bombers call home.
You're throwing the tee in the ground. If your hand's not shaking, there's something wrong.
I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. I'm in my element. Flow is like water. I'm forced to a fire. I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth. Following God and you grinding. You do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center. Word is Spike Lee. I'm in my element. Yeah. I'm in my element. Yeah. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Yeah. I'm in my element. Yeah. I'm in my element.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at the home of Long Drive in Mesquite, Nevada. The top 16 are here, featuring 3 world champions: Martin Borgmeyer, Kyle Berkshire, Justin James, and 13 other guys that can swing really fast and hit the ball really far.
I mean, we've got Riesbach right behind us setting up. He's been setting up a long time. I wonder if he's just trying to give good juju to his slot back there. But Will Hogue, we have Jeff Schmuck, who is now Jeff from State Farm. But we just crowned the women's division champion,
Monica
Living.
She looked awesome all day.
She did.
Awesome.
180 ball speed is huge for the women's division. And
absolutely.
What was it, 350?
350 to win it, but she looked great. Her and Phyllis Meddy looked phenomenal, and then Sandra Karlberg making her debut after 4 years off. And but now the baddest dudes in the planet are going to get after it, and someone's going to be crowned the Mesquite champion here in about an hour and a half. So tune in.
Yep.
The Trojan Goddess, and I don't have a nickname yet, are ready to call the
let's
action.
not forget Jeff Gavin in the senior division as well. So
Gavin went up against Rob Oristaglio. Rob making his rookie debut, as a 45-year-old senior, but Gavin looked awesome. And Eddie Fernandez will be back in Hope Sound. So we'll have a lot of horsepower in the senior division as well.
Yeah, this is more than I could have hoped for the first event, and coming back to, home of Long Drive. It's beautiful out here.
It is. We're ready to call the action. And, tune in. We're going to see probably close to 230 mile per hour ball speed from a couple of the guys out there. One named Martin Borgmeyer, Justin James, and Kyle Berkshire.
I hope he's wearing his iconic shorts, but we'll see.
Yeah, Ryan Gregnal, Colton Casto, too. They looked phenomenal in the preliminary qualifier.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to get underway with the Open Final 16. This will be
your chair.
Up now, getting us started. Kyle Berkshire, Ryan Riesbeck, Zach Holton, Seth Waddell. Gentlemen, that grid is clear. Fire away.
We're all set? Ready to go?
We are.
All right, we're live. Kyle Berkshire, Ryan Riesbeck, Zach Holton, Seb Twaddell.
So we see some early conservative numbers, just around 200, 210.
Yeah, you want to get wins right away. Settle in. Win is extremely important early on, just to settle into the tournament. Kyle Berkshire working earlier on in the day with his spin rates, hit 24 golf balls, and right now we're going to key in on Kyle. 217, 208 in the air, 2,000 spin. Zach Holton has looked good all tournament as well. Seb Twaddell made a couple. He made one big change in rounds 3 and 4 in the round of 24, where he started to try to hit a little bit of a draw because he was taking up so much room left to right.
I'm not sure if it was a swing intention, but I do know that I was talking to Jason Atkins, and he came out with a lower tee.
Yep. Well, Zach Holton, no surprise, 426 yards. Last year, like I said, he was a couple swings away from winning a world championship as well, or at least competing for it. Martin Borgmeyer defending his title this year, and Martin, like I said, he got better and better and better at the world championships last year. And, and I think that was the winning drive. It was 426 yards from Martin. So we'll see him here in a little bit. And he was on autopilot. He looked phenomenal yesterday. So did Gregnal. So did Colton Casto. Martin Borgmeyer.
This is a big ball for Seb. It might be too high, but 221.
Look at that profile of the golf ball, though. It's not sweeping left to right. So right now, Troy and I have a very, very good view of the ball flight here. Kyle Berkshire still working on a number in slot number 1.
I don't think slot number 1 is the slot to be in anymore.
Mm-hmm. So Seb at 402, Ryan Riesbeck at 400. Kyle Berkshire still working on a number here.
but you can get 25 points and still advance, correct?
Absolutely. Said points are important. Just getting some balls in play right now. Very, very important. All right, so this ball with Kyle Berkshire is flirting down the right side of the grid. Not sure if that one's going to stay in or not.
Looks like it's not.
Zach Holton is going to take down the set at 426 yards. Seb Tweddell currently looks like he'll take second at 402. Ryan Breeze back at 400, and no mark for Kyle Berkshire. Yeah, well, we called it. Yeah, Bobby Ray, he's rocking the old, you know.
I don't even know what to call that look.
I don't even know.
It's a look.
As Anthony Livings told us earlier, it's phenomenal. Have a drink, Anthony. Yeah, Kyle with no mark right there. He's going to have to regroup. I'm going to move this monitor. We have the pairings list in front of us. So we're going to have Reed Russell, Colton Casto, Mark Costello, Bobby Ray. Costello settled into the tournament as well after that second set that he had in the round of 48 and just cruised after that. He was one of 6 guys that didn't have to hit this morning. So I kind of like that setup where it really gave some incentive to finish 1-2 in your set early on in the tournament. So there were 6 guys that went from the round of 48 to the round of 16. 18 guys this morning were in the round of 24 to fight to get in to the round of 16. So right now, Reed Russell's in slot number 1, who looked phenomenal today. It looked phenomenal. Him, Justin James, and Kyle Berkshire looked like they were on autopilot as well. Colton Casto ended up sweeping a monster group in Group 1 early on yesterday. Costello and Bobby Ray here in slot 4. 216 ball speed here in slot number 1 from Reed Russell. Let's take a peek at Bobby Ray's.
Slot 1 is tough right now. It's directly downwind, but they keep hugging this left side, and this grid is giving you no favors if you have a right to left on this left side of the grid.
All right, so Bobby Ray's ball looks like they're going back on Bobby Ray's. That one kind of floated down the right side of the grid. Not sure if that one's going to stay in or not, but they were going backwards, which is normally a good sign. Reed Russell on the first ball at 438 yards. Mark Costello at 413. Still waiting on a number from Colton Casto.
There it is, 432.
Go, baby, let's go.
All right, Bobby yelling at it. It's 212. That's a good ball for Bobby. Now we're going to look at the spin. 1,700-ish. 166 feet in the air, and it's down that right side. I'm really liking in Casto's ball flight. 186 feet in the air, 218 ball speed, 1,500 spin.
They're all hitting it. I mean, they're hitting incredible balls, but they're all just kind of
Costello, 223.7. And one thing that we have noticed, if you watch it right away, it does calibrate back sometimes. Like you'll see a number pop up that's like 226, and it goes back to 223.7. It's possible that could happen again.
So Bobby Ray at 431 that just beats out Costello at 413.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting on his 5th ball. He's teeing up his last ball. If you're watching, it's Reed Russell, and he
Reed
likes
hit this one a little high.
Yeah.
Colton, I mean, 221.2, 1,400 spin. Does that say 223? 228. That's Reed's. So we have 10 monitors in front of us. Wow. I mean, we'll see if Colton's ball, like if that one stayed in play. I mean, that was an absolute moon ball. And that one was plenty. I mean, spin was good. He hit it high. And the ground's hard. The ground's really hard. And then the girls, once they got past like a certain number, like 310-ish, like as far as carry, the ladies hit it. They were hitting it 350, 360, 370 as well.
So 434 for that last ball. That's good.
Yep. Like I said, if we're gonna get really picky, it might have been a little too high. That's it. I mean, like you're now you're getting really picky. You're going, these are the best hitters in the world. So you're going to be hypercritical later on, like, you know, that might be something that Colton needs to work on, is maybe hit it 20 feet lower. But that was his first defeat per se of the tournament. He ended up winning every set, and so did Martin Borgmeyer, who's in slot number 1, the 2022 world champion. In slot number 1, looked phenomenal in his 2023 debut. And what I like to see with Martin was that he was getting balls out and play right away, just like Gregnal. And he was nice and relaxed. He's talking to the crowd. He's firing everybody up. And that's the Martin Borgmeyer that we love to see. You got Justin James here in slot number 2, 2017 world champion. Will Hogue, Cody Billinghurst. This is Cody's second year on tour. He was an amateur last year that won in Hobe Sound, and then declared being a professional after that. A guy that you'll see in and around 215 to 220 ball speed. So right now, let's key in on Martin Borgmeyer, 2022 world champion.
Oh, Cody Billinghurst putting up a big number right away. I hope it looked good.
196 might have been high in the
Too
face.
high.
A little bit of a miss hit, but you know what? They always say it's a number. Justin James hitting a high draw.
Will's new nickname for me is Hollywood Hogue.
or Fire Marshal Will Hogue.
Well, now he's the lieutenant, but you know he was. We went out to dinner last night with Jeff from State Farm, Schmuck, and Will Hogue. We went to Hibachi, but he rolled out in a Range Rover, and I was like, "Oh, is this what we're doing, Hollywood Hogue?"
All right, so Hogue with a mid-ball draw right now. I'm not sure if that one's going to stay in or not. Martin hit a ball down the right side. Not sure if it stayed in. This one's OB right in slot number 1.
Slot 1 has been difficult the last 3 sets.
Curious to see if Martin's third ball went in, because on Flight Scope it carried 400 yards.
No,
It did. That one went OB. All right, so JJ and Martin working on a number right now. Plenty of time left on the clock. Martin still has 3 balls to go. JJ's got 2. Will Hogue walking into his 5th ball.
We hear some cheers from the crowds, which have definitely grown.
Martin looks like he might have hit a little high in the face. 272 feet in the air, but it looks like that one might go in play. So the 2022 champ.
Okay, 380.
Like I said, miss hit for Martin. This one's a bomb down the left side, but that one's going to go OB. That was probably Martin's best ball right there, 224.7. That one looked good.
Oh.
Just started out left. Just pulled it just a tad. Nice high draw though.
It's a good one from Justin James, but might be too high. Oh, if this one can stay in from Martin, this is a good ball.
This one's fighting hard. This looks like Phyllis Meddy's drives. This is right down the right side, but that one looks like it's going to go OB.
Oh, at least he got one on the board. Did Justin James' last ball get in?
No, JJ went OB. His last ball went out right. So Will's going to take down that set at 408.
So if you didn't tune in earlier, Jeff Schmuck, we've been joking. He's got a red polo and beige pants.
Or khaki.
Khaki. Where'd you get those khakis?
Oh, JJ actually got that last ball in.
Oh, he did.
All right.
Okay.
I just saw he kind of hit like a high floater right. And right now they are downwind. I mean, I said these guys are so fast. I mean, like I said, that was a miss hit at 406. I don't think any of those guys hit one ball good. Not one of them.
From a potential OB set to a 406 second place, 100 points.
Not one of those guys hit a good ball. They can say it now. Martin's 5th ball that he hit was hammered. That was 224.7. Nice high draw, but just off a little bit. And the beauty of these round robin formats is that they're going to have multiple sets to make some adjustments, and 2 wins and a second place and you're in. So you can technically still have a couple bad rounds, and it won't knock you out of the tournament like Kyle Berkshire going OB. He still has an opportunity to go out and get 800 points. So the bubble normally is right around 450. We've seen people get in at 375, and we've seen people get eliminated at 500. But 450 normally seems to be right around the right number. But Zach Holton, phenomenal. Big drive there, 426. Colton Casto at 434. Reed Russell at 438.
Results from that last set, Will Hogue, 408 yards.
All right, so we've got Brandon Flynn, Josh Koch, Ryan Gregnal, and Jeff Schmuck.
Yeah, JJ's went 386. It didn't go 406. Yeah.
Oh, really? But still.
It was kind of like the one that Martin hit. It just like
floated.
really, really high.
Yeah. That's why I was surprised it stayed in.
Yeah, he kind of knew it was a little bit of a miss. This grid sets up perfect for Josh Koch. High cut guy. Koch just hit a bullet.
The swing we're watching right now is from Brandon Flynn. 202 push right.
Hold. Oh, Josh Koch just hit an absolute bomb. He hit the Tom Peppered cut right there. T-Pep.
What do you think that number is?
It's big. Probably 420. That was a perfect shot. If not farther than that. I didn't look at his ball speed numbers, but just based off of the ball flight alone, that was perfect. He couldn't have hit that any better.
There we have Jeff Schmuck at 193.
412. So, yeah, Koch might have had a little bit of a miss hit. His last ball was 202. He's a guy that you're going to see anywhere between 215 up to 220. I mean, if he's healthy, I mean, I've watched Josh go 227, in person. So he's done really well on this grid. And, I said his high cut is perfect. What I want to see from Gregnal is balls in play. Because Gregnal is, as of about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, he went 233.7 mile per hour.
Oh, another one from Josh Koch. That's... Oof.
He likes it. I mean, 152 feet in the air, 2,200 spin, 208, cutting right across the middle of the grid, but it went 362 yards.
I think this is your 430, 420. Easy.
See how much yard? I mean, based off of flight scope right now, he's going to have to get about 60 yards of rollout to get out to about 430.
Oh, I think it did. Let's watch. Let's see.
386. All right, let's key in on Gregnal. He's got 3 more balls to go.
406.
All right. Watch Gregnal, slot number 3. He said that he didn't want to miss left. He's taking his time on this one. Ooh, big ball, Gregnal, hold. This one's holding down the left side. The good thing is that it's a little bit of a cut wind left to right, so he's going to be fighting the wind. It's going to hold it straight. Gregnal had a good ball there. 214. That one looks like it's going to stay in play. Spun it just a little bit. And like I said, he fought the crosswind, so that's going to knock that ball down a little bit. It's going to be definitely better than 369 as of right now. That might even take the lead just off of pure ball speed alone, but Koch is riding the wind. Looking great, too, hitting a bunch of balls in play.
That one's just moving a little bit too far right. I think that's going to fall out.
Yeah. The question is, does Gregnal's 4th ball stay in play? I believe it did. He did not get that ball in. That one's OB left anyways. Ball 4 is the one that we're looking at from Gregnal. It still doesn't have a mark on there, but 100% ball 4 was in play. I don't believe Gregnal went OB. And honestly, he could take the lead as well. What do you think? 395. I'm just going to throw up a 395 for Gregnal. Over or under?
Out. No, I'm kidding. Under. Out. Under.
Under 395? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the over.
I just feel like today the grid is just not forgiving.
406. Koch goes back a few yards there. 406. So they're looking for an orange golf ball, 401 from Ryan Gregnal. Took the over, 395. So Josh Koch takes down the set at 406, Gregnal 401, Brandon Flynn at 380, and Jeff Schmuck at 359. Schmuck has hit a ton of golf balls. A ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can guarantee you he's sore.
He said he was. He's like, I've been here. I did the qualifier, 8 a.m. for the other. That's tough. I like that he's got his hat backwards now. He means business.
Oh, yeah. All right, JJ's got to settle back in here. OB set. It happened to him a couple times in the final 16 at the World Championships last year where he put himself behind the 8 ball, but he's such a good competitor and tough that he was able to fight through it and ended up getting knocked out in the semifinals last year. But Justin James and Kyle Berkshire since 2017 have been the best on the planet. JJ needs to settle back in here, put a good ball in play. He's going up against Reed Russell, Jeff Schmuck, and Zach Holton, who has been phenomenal. Zach Holton's been awesome. Zach Holton with an absolute bomb right down the left center of the grid. That ball's hammered. 216, 2100, 180. I like those numbers right there. Zach Holton is looking good. As they say, what is it, picking up before they left off, or he's picking up right after he left off, or whatever that cliche is. You know?
Picking up right where he left off?
Yeah, picking up right where he left off, yeah. All right, JJ's got a number on the board, which is good, 400 yards. Zach Holton, I believe, that is farther than 406. The problem is, like I said, right now you're fighting a little bit of a crosswind, so if that was an hour ago, Zach Holton's ball would have gone 25 yards farther. But that's still, like right now, I'm thinking 415, 420 is a good ball if you hit it down that left side from slot number 4, because he's got plenty of speed. 408, that makes sense. It's really, really good ball from him. And JJ just hit a little cut outright. I like the numbers from JJ. 2,600, spun it a little bit, downwind. That might be a big number from JJ.
370 carry. Suit 373.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, 195. Jeff is swinging hard out here with the backwards hat and the sunglasses. He's probably saving by bundling his home and auto.
I'm liking these numbers from Justin. He's hitting it a little bit higher today. That was 200 feet in the air. A little over 200, 219. You're starting to see JJ step on the gas a little bit. He knows it's go time, and one thing about Justin James is he gets better and better and better as the tournament gets on. He gets tougher. So he's hit four balls in play, goes 0 for 6, and fights right back with 4 balls in play, 400, 401, 373, and 401. Zach Holton still in the lead with 4 balls in play as well. He looks really, really good right now, Zach Holton.
He does.
His hands are setting at the top. He's doing similar to what Kyle did back in 2019, where he's lifting up the left leg and then the right leg and then going.
And he's really taking his time. He's got 1 ball left. He knows he's in the lead right now. Let Justin James go first and watching the clock a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he is setting his hands so well right now.
If that cuts and stays on the line, that could best 408.
Oof. I didn't see it bounce.
I didn't either. I didn't see it bounce, but it doesn't mean it's out.
No, I don't think it went out either. That was right down the left side of the grid. Good ball from Zach Holton. Great set from him. Great set from Justin James as well. Reed Russell at 390.
Brandon Flynn, Bobby Ray, and Will Hogue.
402 from Zach Holton. 5 out of 6 in play, and those are big drives right now, especially in slot number 4. Curious to see what's going to happen here with Colton Casto. If he sticks with that like high cut, that's going to be a great slot for him. You got Martin Borgmeyer. It said just off just a little bit, not much. That 5th ball that he hit was perfect. It was 224.7. He just started out left with a little bit of a draw. He'll make that adjustment, and like I said, that 224 is the fastest ball that we've seen so far in the round of 16.
Results in that last group: Zach Holton 409 yards, followed by Justin James 401, Reed Russell 395, Jeff Schmuck 348.
This is what I'm interested to see here. You have, I mean, essentially all 4 guys have been in and around 230 miles per hour. Colton Casto 229.9 is his personal best. Marty Borgie 240 is up in 233. Sebastian Twiddell 230. Ryan Gregnal 233. These dudes are really, really fast here.
That was a wild first swing for Casto.
Borgmeyer looks like he's trying to just put one out there right now. Get a number. Looks like a little bit of a miss hit from every one of the guys. A miss hit. How do you like to miss hit at 211 or 212 miles per hour?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That could do some damage in the women's division.
Seb's yelling at it. Martin's OB left.
We've seen quite a big change from Seb. He, again, it's the same height tee, but seeing him from earlier to
that was
now.
a high baby cut.
Yeah.
That's the shot you want to hit. If you can drop it 35, 40 feet, that is an absolute bomb. Seb's starting to speed up there. Borgmeyer with a bomb right down the left center of the grid. This one's high. This one is an absolute bomb here. What are the numbers from Borgmeyer? 221.4.
It was so far I didn't even see it land.
Yeah, that was a good ball flight. Like I said, that was similar to the profile that he hit last set that went OB. So he'll figure it out. Casto needs to get a couple balls in play here. But Seb's with a number. And you said Seb at 379, you just hit it way too high.
Oh. Seb's funny because when he connects, it's great. But it's just push right every single time.
Borgmeyer at 414. Right now, you're looking, I mean, Zach Holton hit really, really good golf balls and went 408 in slot number 4. Borgmeyer, you say a little bit of an advantage, being in slot number 2. If you're hitting a little bit of a draw, you're not fighting the win as much per se.
Ooh.
Borgmeyer, this one's really high, really, really high. Let's see, 220.9, 2,700 spin, 236 in the air. I mean, I like the spin rates. Let's see how far that one can carry.
Colton Casto just got one in at 403. Gregnal's got a number on the board, 401.
Ton of speed on the tee box right now.
As we were saying, it's all about numbers and speed. Seb has the speed. He's so tall. He's got the strength, the power. It's really going to be about connecting with the center of the club face for him.
Say 411 from Borgmeyer on the 5th ball. Might have spun it just. Yeah, I don't want to say it. I think he just hit it high. I don't necessarily.
Yeah, I think
the
he
spin
hit it
was
too
good.
high. Oh,
416 on his last one. On his last one as well. Good. So Borgmeyer settling back into the tournament. 3 out of 6 balls in play. 414, 411, 416. Casto at 403. Ryan Gregnal, last ball, takes the win at 419 yards.
Whoa. That's cool to see. Wow. Martin's looking back at like, oh, okay. Time
And
to
if they go back,
respond.
I bet you if they go look back at like those numbers, Gregnal's ball flight was a little lower.
Yeah, like we said, he hit it just so high. Martin, we're talking about, hit it high. All right, who do we have? Ryan Riesback, Brandon Flynn, Bobby Ray, and Will Hogue.
This sets up perfect for Riesbeck in slot number 1. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the tee now, Ryan Riesbeck, Brandon Flynn, Bobby Ray, Will Hogue. Gentlemen, that grid is clear. Fire away.
All right. You got Will. Slot number 4. Bobby Ray sliding across the center of the grid here. Bobby Ray's ball is in play at 204. That's a miss hit from him. I mean, best dressed or no? Bobby Ray. Just like you're not going to pick the winner here. Okay, you're not answering.
It's a style.
Ryan
It's his
Riesback just
style.
hit an absolute rope. I mean, that I love the ball flight from Ryan Riesback. I really do. How funny is that? Bobby Ray, 205, goes 415 with a cut.
Yep.
This golf ball reacts better. I mean, it really, truly does with
Right,
ball
because you
speed.
can over-compress it. Will Hogue, 411.
Riesback just hit a bullet. Yeah, I say Bobby Ray put a ball out there, like a little mid-ball cut, 205. Flynn's OB right. All right, well, we're looking at Bobby Ray here.
Let's ask the
Slot number
audience.
3. Yeah.
Let's take a poll. What do we think of the sleeveless shirt for men? So you don't get any tan lines, as he says.
So Will Hogue starting to pick up the speed there at 216. Still
Yep.
working on a number for Brandon Flynn, but he just yelled at that last golf ball, 208. 1,800 spin. Looks like 186 feet in the air. I'm liking those numbers a little bit better. We got 3 guys currently at 400 plus yards, and Brandon Flynn on the ball that he yelled at is at 409. So Riesback and Brandon Flynn are tied right now at 409. Bobby Ray in the lead at 415. Will Hogue chasing at 412. Bunch of veterans on the tee box right now between Riesback and Will Hogue.
Hollywood Hogue.
Hollywood Hogue. All right, so Will hit a high draw. I don't necessarily think the left to right wind is even that big of a deal right now.
Not.
It's like 1 or 2 mile per hour. It's not much.
No.
Brandon Flynn, 426.
Wow.
Brandon Flynn is in and around 208 to 212 right now.
That's what I was going to say. At
The story is being told. I mean, like, it really is. Like, I'm looking at ball speeds at 205 to 210 that are going. They're going farther right now. So what adjustments are these guys going to make? You know, that are higher in the ball speed. I mean, they really just say it's really coming down to flight. You know, guys that have taken up too much movement right to left. Like, I mean, you had to hit a straight ball. Brandon Flynn, those balls were dead straight.
In the 2022 World Championships, you guys used the E9 ball. So do you think that the conditions being like hotter, and does that affect also just the compression? Like right now it's a little cold. I mean, I'm saying cold, but it's really what, low 70s, high 60s? Yeah,
it says right now it's 70 degrees. I don't think it's affecting the golf ball too much right now. I mean, obviously, if it was hotter, I think
if it was hotter,
maybe a little bit better.
Better, right?
Yeah. And also the club faces. You know, they probably let the club face sit out in the sun, which is good as well. So, all right, Kyle Berkshire in slot number 2, going to reset here. Needs to put a ball out in play. He ended up going OB in his first set. So we got Josh Koch, Kyle Berkshire, Cody Billinghurst. We're still waiting on this right side. Is that Reed? Can't tell.
Where? Mark Costello.
Oh, Mark Costello. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay. I just couldn't see around the tent.
I have perfect angle.
Yeah, I'm staying in the shade. All right, so Zach Holton, after 2 sets so far, is in the lead. Josh Koch can win this set, and he would be at 400 points as well with Zach Holton.
This is really cute. Mark Costello and Cody Billinghurst look like they showed up to win a team championship at a golf course.
Kyle Berkshire, 222, 1,700 spin, 215 apex, sweeping across the grid. Said on that it carried 400 yards. I see people walking back. I think Kyle right now, if he puts up a 430, you're going to watch the next golf ball be about 228 mile per hour ball speed. 428 Kyle Berkshire. Yep.
So that's 214 right there from Mark Costello. What was it?
223 ball speed from Kyle.
Oh, I was talking about Mark. Oh, sorry. I do like this perspective of seeing all the hitters from the front.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing their swings. I mean, you get to choose at home how you want to swing, how you want to generate speed.
So right now, the wind has shifted. It is straight downwind, probably a few mile per hour right now. So you can essentially hit any ball that you like. So Kyle going with a little bit of a draw. Cody Billinghurst, good ball right down the middle. If we're looking at landing angles, this one's kind of falling out of the sky a little bit. So let's
only
take a peek.
202.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, I didn't look at the numbers, but yeah, that makes sense. It was a miss hit.
Watching Josh Koch.
Sweeping it across the grid, that one's not going to work.
No. There's something up with slot 1 right now.
Kyle Berkshire, 433 yards. Right now, that is the longest. He has the 2 longest drives in the first 2 rounds. He went OB in the first set, settling back in. You know, Kyle knows that he can get 2 wins in a second, and he's in easily. And he's starting to step on the gas. That was probably Kyle's fastest swing right there. He likes it, 223.6.
You said who's the longest right now?
Kyle's in the lead right now at 433.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Costello's still working on a mark. Mark Koch working on a mark.
Mark
Koch.
Costello on his last ball here.
Koch taking up a little bit too much room there.
Okay, this could be a great ball for Costello. It looks like it's cutting up the left side. Hopefully it stays in, so he has one ball in, and it's not an entire OB set. And surprise from Josh Koch. Did you see him get his last ball in?
His last ball was sliding across the grid. I don't think his last ball went in play.
Okay, so all OB set for Josh Koch. 433 rating on the last number for Kyle, but waiting on this last number for Mark. It was a good ball. It was a low cut, but might beat 401.
And Costello is notorious for just
There it is, 430.
humongous numbers.
Yeah, 430.
430 Costello.
Yeah,
I mean,
just scooting in on the left side. Wow.
he hit such a good ball. I mean, it's just 220, just bullets. And when the ground's hard, like I said, was it 2019? He had a 455-yard drive in the finals, and we're all just like looking at each other like, wow, that went really far. You know, Costello can move it.
So it looks like is Josh just moving over from 1 to 4?
Yeah.
Zach Holton, Bobby Ray, and Martin Borgmeyer in the lucky slot 3.
So Kyle takes down the set, 433, and then you had Costello at 430. Koch went OB. And then Billinghurst was at 401. So right now, after 2 sets, Zach Holton, Ryan Gregnal, Reed Russell, Brandon Flynn, Will Hogue, Kyle Berkshire, Josh Koch, and Justin James are currently in the top 8. We're taking 8 out of the 16 guys. Colton Casto, Bobby Ray, Mark Costello, Martin Borgmeyer, Sebastian Twiddell, Cody Billinghurst, Ryan Riesbeck, and Jeff Schmuck are on the outside currently looking in, but we got a lot of long drive left. We have 3 more rounds of golf. Zach Holton has looked phenomenal. Say Marty Borgie 240 here in slot number 3. Let's see. It's key on him.
You can see Josh Koch right here in the pink pants. He looks like he's setting up for a fade. I can't quite see if that stayed in. Bobby Ray in the shorts and the tank top.
Oh, yeah. Not sure if Martin's first ball was in play when OB.
All of them went OB on the first one.
That orange ball is really hard to pick up. We're sitting here looking. I can see clear on Martin right now, and I haven't been able to see his first couple balls. This is, Martin takes a W here. He'd have 325 points. It's a big set. It's a big set right now for these guys. Put some balls in play. Numbers are, Koch going OB would have been a lot different, if he had maybe, 25 points. He would, those 25 points really, really matter when these guys are eerily similar to each other in talent. And there's some numbers coming out now. We got Josh Koch at 402, Bobby Ray at 398, Borgmeyer still looking for a number, Zach Holt looking for a number as well.
I could hear from over here with the one exposed ear, Martin taking a huge exhale.
Yeah.
So I hope we see a shift here.
I like his hand setting right there. Where did that one go? 197, he popped it up. This one might actually be in play. Martin's going to get a number here, I think.
Okay, so he's talking, he's chatting. Maybe that's what he needed. He needed someone to just break the ice, get him back to his chatty self. Kind of like Lee Trevino. He needs to be chatting to play good golf.
Martin said it's a number. It's a number. 202. 277 feet in the air. That's what he says. He's like, a number is a number.
A number is a number, yeah.
I say, funny enough, last year, I think he went 317 in one of the sets and ended up getting, because the 2 guys went OB, ended up getting 100 points. And that was in the round of 16 at the World Championship. So, he knows better than anybody. Every point matters, So,
final ball for Josh Koch. I think he's just going to scoot out. It was good, but...
I mean, Koch goes off an OB set and then comes right back. And right now, it looks like he took a W. Zach Holton going OB. So you're going to see a few more OB sets here, from these guys. These guys are going full throttle.
Yeah, but consistently, look at that. Kyle Berkshire, OB in slot 1. Martin Borgmeyer, 25 points, slot 1. Ryan Riesbeck, 25 points in slot 1, and Zach Holton now 0 in slot 1. What's up with that? Do you think they just can't feel the wind, even though they see it? They're not focused on that, and they think that it won't affect their ball flight, but they are all going out on that left side.
Well, I mean, they all know what they're going up against. These guys are swinging as hard as they can right now. I mean, they're really, it's the one that can settle in. And like I said, where Martin Borgmeyer is his best is when he starts talking.
Yep.
He's nice and relaxed. Like when Kyle's at his best is when Kyle puts a ball in play right away, and then he builds on that set. And I'm looking at like guys like Costello and Gregnal. Like I want to see them hit balls and play right away because those guys are so fast. And they can apply a lot of pressure as well. Like all those, Costello can win a set against anybody on the planet. So right now we got JJ in slot 4, Brandon Flynn in 3, Seb Twiddell, and Mark Costello. JJ, 218 ball speed, 2200 spin, good numbers from him. 180 feet in the air. Really like those numbers from JJ. This one's OB left. I think Justin's first ball looked like it was in.
You're right. It's so hard to see that orange ball. What did we see from Brandon Flynn? Just left?
Yep.
Oh, too high for Seb.
432. Seb
212. Seb has the numbers. Just, I think he's going to go back and look and say, okay, you're right. I need to make
starting
these
to figure it out.
adjustments.
He's starting to figure it out. Like I said, he's becoming dangerous. And one of the good things about him hitting earlier today was that he made an adjustment. So, he couldn't necessarily make that adjustment in the round of 16. It had been too late, And right now, he's putting up some big numbers here.
Oh, huge ball for JJ.
That ball's perfect, man. That's such a good ball.
Seb Twiddell, 432. Okay.
Yeah. We don't have a number from Justin yet, but like those numbers are perfect. Launch, spin, ball speed, straight. 444 Justin James. JJ going down the right side. This one's hugging down the right side. Let me see his numbers. That looked like it spun just a little bit. It's 212, a little bit of a miss hit.
Did you want to interview her?
We did.
Okay, she was over there and said they thought you guys wanted her. All right, because she has to leave, so you're all good.
All right, so right now Justin James is in the lead at 445 yards. Brandon Flynn at 405. Mark Costello still doesn't have a mark. And Sebastian Twiddell at 432. JJ with a 444 and a 445. Those are the longest golf balls hit so far of the day. The wind has shifted more south-north. This is a south-north grid.
Oh, yeah. No, I just wanted to look right there.
So we're trying to hunt down Monica Living. She ended up winning the women's division. We were going to get an interview with her. So if you could hear us in the background, that's what we're working on, trying to get Monica in the booth, who looked phenomenal today. Went up against Sandra Karlborg in the finals and ended up beating the 5-time world champ. Justin James. Where's JJ at? JJ's going to be at 400 points. Zach Holton, Josh Koch are both at 400 points as well. We still have Ryan Gregnal, Reed Russell. Kyle Berkshire still to hit. Martin Borgmeyer still to hit their third sets as well. Colton Casto is going up against.
That was a big 100 points from Seb.
Yep.
That was big, 225.
445 yards, Justin James. Followed by Seth Twiddell, 432. Brandon Flynn, 405. And Mark Costello, 397.
Will Hogue, Jeff Schmuck, Kyle Berkshire, Colton Casto. Let's key in on Casto and Kyle. I want to see them hit a ball, get the first ball or two in play, and then let them build on it. Will Hogan, slot number 1. I do like that slot for Will, even though we've been talking about one not being very good.
Yeah.
Right? So Costello may or may not have gone out of bounds, or he got one ball in play. Colton Casto, miss hit, 198, but that might be a number.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a number.
Might be a big number. He doesn't put up baby numbers.
I can't see the ball in slot number 3
3.
at all.
Oh, that orange ball is hard to see against the mountains.
Yep. So Kyle looks like this ball is flirting down the right side of the grid at 221 mile per hour, 254 feet in the air, 1900 spin.
Second ball just went out for Kyle. Will Hogue, second ball out.
Colton with a 416. Did he go 416 with a 198 ball speed?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That means if we see anything 220 connect. Whoa.
Well, Justin was 219 and went 445, so,
Yeah.
you know. Schmuck at 355. Mr. Berkshire still working on a number here. He's got 3 more balls. Hogue still struggling to get a number here as well.
This might be in for Schmuck, and you know what? Oh, no, that checked in the fairway. That might not be it, but...
Kyle, Obi left. All right, so Kyle's down to his last 2 balls here in round number 3 when Obi, his first set, ended up taking down the set at 433 yards in his second round. Still working on a number here. Colton Casto, 416 in the lead. Jeff Schmuck is at 355. Kyle taking a nice deep breath here. Resetting. Looks like Will likes this ball. It's 214. Looks 208 feet in the air. That was a good ball.
Okay, we got one for Kyle. There we go.
Did he hit it skinny?
A little bit, but I mean,
did.
that's okay. What's the number?
210. 210, 30. I can't tell the spin there.
Remember,
on
we
Kyle's.
just saw 190 something hit 416.
143 feet in the air. But that could technically, it could roll forever. So Kyle does have a ball in play. It's going to be better than 355. Kyle Obi left on his last ball, but he does have 1 ball in play.
Okay, so we're waiting on the last number from Will.
If Colton went, wow, 419. So Colton goes 198, and Kyle, I can safely say that's the slowest ball speed I've ever seen him hit in the last 4 years at 210, which was a miss hit, but it went 419 yards. Will Hogue 418 on the last ball. That's a huge set for Kyle. Now he's got 400. He can settle back in. He can just focus on trying to hit a couple balls in play. That's going to put him at 400 points. So we have a logjam right now with Justin James, Zach Holton, and Josh Koch at 400.
Oh, wow.
Colton Casto, 420 on the last ball. Hey!
We don't have an underline on Will Hogue yet. I don't know what that means, but I'm jumping up from 416 to 420. Wow.
Yeah. Said once again, once that number is underlined, it's a done deal. So right now they're looking at Will Hogue's ball.
Oh, and then they just, what happened to it? I guess it was underlined at 418 for Will Hogue, so he'll take third. But Colton Casto, wow.
He's tough. He said he swept the field in that first group of hitters. He ended up going, 5 wins in a row up against Gregnal, Justin James, and Kyle Berkshire. And the kid can win any tournament that he gets in. He is tough. Really, really good hitter.
We've got Ryan Riesbach, Reed Russell, Cody Billinghurst, and Ryan Gregnal.
Gregnal at 300 points, a win would get him in. He would have 500. Big set here. Just to get Gregnal to settle in more into the tournament.
What do you want to see here? I mean, does Riesbach have a chance if he wins this set? Does that change anything for him?
Absolutely. I mean, Riesbach and it was one of the 6 guys that got in, right into the round of 16. So he's hitting the ball plenty good enough to be in the final 8. What I want to see from Gregnal, just same thing similar to Colton Casto. Just get balls in play right away because those guys are so fast. And then they can kind of work on ball flight. And I know that they settle in a lot better, into the set when they get a ball on the board. Reed Russell with a ball right down the left side of the grid. This one's hugging down the left side. Not sure if this one's going to stay in play or not. So you having fun in your first long drive event in a while?
Yeah. This is so cool. So the next one is in Hobe Sound, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Sold
South
out
Florida.
event.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is, like you said, the home of long drive. It's special out here, especially today where we had blue skies. It was beautiful today.
Mm-hmm. I'm liking Reed Russell's ball flight right now. not too high. It's 172 feet in the air, 214. So we're trying our best. Is that 3,600 spin or 2,500
Honestly,
spin?
I've stopped trying. I can't see that small.
We'll do it next time. We'll go buy an 85-inch television.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we're good. I mean, that's a big difference, 2,500 to 3,500, because if that's 2,500, that's a really good ball.
Yeah.
Really, really good ball. I would say Reed Russell's third ball is taking the lead. Keying in with Gregnal. I think Gregnal likes it. 214.9, 2,300 spin, 16 launch, 244 feet in the air. So Reed Russell's ball is at 388.
So if you didn't tune in yesterday, Reese back right here in the blue had the second longest entire set. Is that right? 2,550 something to Joe Miller's 2,570?
97.
97?
Yeah.
It's close. He had all 6 balls over 400 yards.
Funny enough, you got Ryan Gregnal as well as the other guy. There's 3 guys in the sport of lawn drive that have hit 6 balls in play over 400 yards in one set, and you got 2 of them on the tee box right now. Gregnal still is tied right. Well, he's in the lead at 404. Reed Russell went back from 404 to 403. Reed's back's at 399. Cody Billinghurst is at 400. This is a tight race right here. Gregnal improves to 414.
Come to the tee now, starting off on set 4. Slot 1.
I think that's the first one we saw in slot 1 today.
Mm-hmm.
Slot 3.
Or in this round.
Yep.
Final 16 division.
Yep. Gregnal's going to take the lead here.
Okay, you asked initially some of my favorites. I think Colton Casto is sneaky long, but he also comes in at the right time. So yes, it's about ball speed, but he knows when to hit the good big balls.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at just being able to see Justin James's ball flight in slot number 4. JJ has no movement on his golf ball, and he's putting up 220 ball speed. So, eyeball test right now. Justin is looking really good. Gregnal now is going to take the lead, and but Zach Holton had an offset. He was in slot number 1, so it was a little bit more difficult to see his golf ball. Slot number 3, we had absolutely zero chance picking up that golf ball. It's orange. You can't see it. It's impossible. But really, really like JJ's ball flight the last couple sets. All right, after 3 rounds, Ryan Gregnal's in the lead. More than likely, you're going to see him in the finals. He's at 500 points. You got Justin James, Zach Holton, Josh Koch, Reed Russell, Colton Casto, Kyle Berkshire, and Brandon Flynn. Okay, Cody Billinghurst, Zach Holton, Colton Casto, Brandon Flynn.
All right.
So we're going to.
Do you think this is a pretty evenly matched group of men here?
I mean, Zach Holton right now and Colton are going to be guys right around 220 mile per hour ball speed, but Brandon Flynn is optimizing that golf ball at 210, 208 to 210. So, I mean, technically, Brandon may be a little bit slower on the ball speed, but if he hits a good ball, he's going to be right there. He's Brandon's one of the best hitters in the world. Mm-hmm. And right now, just looking back at Zach Holton, 220, 2,200 spin, 205. That one looked really good from Zach Holton. Those numbers were really, really good.
Are we still waiting on a third ball from Colton Casto?
418. He's in the lead. Colton Casto's in the lead. Zach Holton is at 400.
They both let go of the club on their last swing, so I'm assuming that they were out. We got to see this monitor.
Yeah.
Sit back for a second. There we go.
So, yeah, right here, I think that's 218.8.
Yeah.
2,400, 22.
Ooh, we got a few yells from Colton Casto. Also from Billinghurst. 199, but he could do it, right? I mean, even 200.
we're seeing some good rollout. The more balls you put in play, the better odds of you getting that big bounce. I mean, we saw Phyllis Meddy hit that nice high draw earlier on today, got that big bounce, and she hit it 372 yards. So there's plenty of rollout in that grid, but Colton Casto is just cruising along right now. What I've really liked to see, which we're able to see here, is dispersion. It's really tight. There's not much movement left to right or right to left with Colton right now. Zach Holton at 419, Colton Casto at 420, Brandon Flynn at 405, and still waiting on a number for Cody Billinghurst. Comes in at 408. So Zach Holton pretty much needed to get a ball on play to get to 500. He's at 500 right now. So more than likely, he's going to be safe at 500. He'll need to just hit a ball and play to advance to the round of 8. Oh, Zach Holton, last ball, 425. That definitely puts him in. He's at 600. Colton Casto at 420, which will give him 450 points.
In that last set, Zach Holton, 425 yards, followed by Colton Casto, 420.
Okay, here we go. We got the world champ 2022, world champion Martin Borgmeyer in slot number 4. Ryan Riesbeck in 3. Mark Costello and Mr. Schmuck, Mr. Jake from State Farm.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the tee now, Jeff Schmuck, Mark Costello.
Let's see if we could. The pink golf balls are really easy to pick up here. Let's take a peek at Martin. Taking his time. Now he's talking. This is the Martin Borgmeyer that I like. The guy that's talking, more relaxed. Really focus on getting this first ball in play and build on
it. Holding his pose here. Must be good.
218, 1700 spin.
Okay.
222 in the air.
He's turned back to the crowd like he's doing a clinic right now. He said pretty much like that.
Let's see what the 222 feet of in the air looks like here as far as the number goes, because that ball was on a string. Not much movement on it whatsoever. 408 Martin Borgmeyer. He's got a number on the board. Schmuck right down the middle. Riesbeck looks like he might have a ball in down that left side here. .223.2 miles per hour, 2200 spin. Apex 205. That's a good golf ball from Martin Borgmeyer right there. A little bit left to right, not much movement, and that's exactly very similar profile to the shot that he hit in the World Championships last year to win it. Very, very similar profile shot, and he hit it 426 yards. Over, under 426?
Under.
Wow. All right. All right. JJ went 445 in that slot with numbers a little bit less than that.
Really?
Yeah. JJ was 219, and Martin's ball was similar, just a little bit higher. Still waiting on a number from Martin
I just feel like
Borgmeyer.
I haven't seen a long ball in a while, so maybe the grid's kind of just eating them up.
424. 2 yards less. But yeah, that was essentially the same shot that he hit in the World Championships. That was his longest drive of the set, but the winning drive was 416, but he ended up winning the tournament at 426. The 416 was good enough. But Martin Borgmeyer currently in the lead at 424 yards with Ryan Riesbeck at 402. Mark Costello waiting on numbers, because Costello is always a guy that he's a 6-ball master. He always puts up crazy numbers too. He put up 430 earlier on in the day. Costello's going to be OB left.
I think Jeff said this is the first time he's made the top 16, so that's pretty cool. I think he's probably just stoked to be out here.
And that's the thing, like I said, guys like myself.
Look at Martin right now.
There he is. There he is himself. He's Martin's back. That's the Martin Borgmeyer that we all love. And it's tough though. I mean, he knows that he's got a target on his back, and to come out in that first set, he hasn't hit today. Most of these guys have. Whatever. He's a human being. He may be a little tight, trying to force some things, trying to put a ball in play, and then now he's settled into the tournament, similar to Sandra Karlborg. She didn't have a very good set to start the tournament off, and then she got better and better, and she ended up, taking second place today to Monica Living. So it was really nice to see Sandra and Phyllis on the tee box today. Living legends going up against each other in the semifinals, and Phyllis obviously. had plenty of speed, just didn't hit a good ball in play. And you know, that's why they play the game. And Jeff Schmuck, perfect example, putting a lot of balls in play throughout the last 3 days. He got an exemption to Worlds. He was one of the 5 qualifiers to get in, and he did really well the last 2 days. All right, so right now that win will give Martin Borgmeyer 375 points. Now we got Seb Twiddell, Will Hogue, Josh Koch, and Reed Russell.
Good first. Oh, I didn't see it trail off just at the end. 213, 216 from Seb Twiddell. Is that right?
And look at the profile, right to left. Mm-hmm. He was left to right all last couple days. Even in the qualifier, he did hit in the qualifier as well. He had 2 cracks at getting in to the World Championships and ended up having a couple rough sets. So he's got a lot of grid time right now, and he's plenty strong enough. Seb 218. This one's flirting down the left side of the grid.
Oh, but it's hanging on.
2,500 spin, 226. If that one stays in play, just based off of what we've seen, that's probably a 410 ball. Somewhere in that ballpark, 405 to 410. Fighting the wind just a little bit, might be under that. Josh Koch is at 410 right now in the lead. Koch, this grid sets up perfect for him normally because of the wind. Is a little down and left to right, and Josh's profile shot is a little left to right.
Seb is putting up some good numbers. He's just, yeah, I think we're going to see great things from him this season.
Will Hogue with a good ball here, but that one's just going to go OB left. 154 feet in the air, 2,300 spin. So Will just needs to find the center of the club face. Seb is at 420, so he took the lead. Reed Russell's at 415. Josh Koch is at 410. Will Hogue still working on a number here. Will is at 300 points, so getting a number on the board is critical. He would be tied with Brandon Flynn currently at 325 points with one more set to go. So Will is OB left.
Will Hogue is someone that is a little bit of a perfectionist. He seems to really be bothered by bad balls. It looks like he's wearing it on his shoulders, and when he's hitting it good, he's hitting it great. When he's not, he just kind of looks like he's in his head.
I watched him hit so many balls on the last ball in play and win sets. You know, Will's never out, ever. Big ball from Will, too, 216, but it looks like it's just grabbing that wind and going left. So the wind right now, the left side of the grid, it's blowing downwind, and then on the right side of the grid, it's blowing right. Big set there for Seb Twiddell. If he does win this set, he's going to be at 425 points. We're still working on numbers from Josh Koch and Reed Russell.
Slot 3, Justin James, and slot 4, Kyle Berkshire. On deck for the 5th and final round, Seb Twiddell, Jeff Schmuck, Cody Billinger.
Still waiting on a number from Reed Russell, but as of right now, Seb Twiddell is in the lead. Ryan Gregnal still has a set to go. 2 sets to go. So Gregnal just needs to put a ball in play. He's safe. And there is a lot of horsepower on this tee box right now. Ryan Gregnal, Justin James, and Kyle Berkshire. And Bobby Ray. Bobby Ray's at 250 points.
Seb Twiddell, 420 yards, followed by Reed Russell, 415. Josh Koch.
So the focus would be with Justin James, just keep putting golf balls in play. He's at 400 points. Ryan Gregnal, I would say he's safely in at 500. He just needs to put a ball in play right now.
So let's say that Bobby Ray magically wins this one.
Okay, he had 450 points.
450 points. That puts him in, or is he on the bubble?
No, he would be tied for third right now with 3 other guys. So Seb Twiddell's at 425. Big set here for Kyle Berkshire. Berkshire wins this set, he'd be at 500. Justin James would be at 600 and safely in with the win. Ryan Gregnal is already in, essentially. He just has to put one in play. Mr. Berkshire, 221, high draw, 1,500 spin, 232 feet in the air. Said it carried 398, so I think that first ball is in play with Kyle.
Bobby Ray, I think, is in with his. He's playing his cut. He's really owning it over there in the first slot.
Obi left from Kyle. I just want to hear a big go from Kyle. I'm waiting for it. I'm anticipating it. Justin James with an absolute bullet right down the middle.
Ryan Gregnal still looking for a number. Like I said, Bobby Ray 414. He's just playing this left side.
Kyle Berkshire 223.7, 1700 spin, 253 in the air. Gregnal has a ball in play. I would say he's safely into the final 8. That's what he was looking for. He needed a number there. All right, Kyle's going to have to, like I said, we're talking about tighten up the dispersion. Kyle just needs to tighten up just a tad.
What kind of numbers is Bobby Ray hitting right now?
He's 414. I said Bobby's just, he's a 208, 210 guy. Like he really gets the most out of the golf ball with those numbers. He really, really does. And he's been ultra competitive and I mean, whatever. I'll just give him best dressed just to say it. He's the best dressed for this round of 16.
Yes, for this round, exactly.
All right, big ball here. Kyle still has 2 golf balls left. He likes it.
When you don't have the ball speed, it's really important not only just to hit the grid, but to find the hot spots on the grid where you want to land it, really work on your ball flight. And I think with a left to right wind,
Kyle tightened up his dispersion right there. That was a straight golf ball. He heard a little bit of noise out of him. So and just based off of what we've seen, I think that ball's going to be farther. That's going to be 420 number.
But I was going to say that I think these guys have to play the wind.
That last ball went OB. Kyle's last ball went OB.
Uh-oh. All right, last ball from Gregnal. He's already in, but he was still swinging for the stars over there.
So Justin James looks like he's going to take down that set. The fifth ball of Kyle Berkshire didn't stay in play, but that one was nice and tight, and it said it hugged down that right side. Justin James underlined at 416. Bobby Ray just plugging along here. Bobby Ray, he'll have a shot. He'll have 350 points. Berkshire will have 350 points. Brandon Flynn will have 325. So Martin Borgmeyer currently is in 8th place. So he's in right now at 375 points. Huge win for Martin Borgmeyer last set. And it's going to be Justin James, Zach Holton, Ryan Gregnal. They're 100% in.
This is amazing to see Seb Twiddell in 7th right now with 425.
He's gotten
huge
better.
Huge improvement. Yeah, he has.
Yep. Made a huge adjustment. All right, so it's crunch time. This is the 5th and final round. Justin James, Zach Holton, Ryan Gregnal, Reed Russell, Colton Casto, Josh Koch, Seb Twiddell, and Martin Borgmeyer are currently 1st through 8th. Outside looking in, Bobby Ray and Kyle Berkshire, Brandon Flynn, Will Hogue, Mark Costello, Cody Billinghurst, Ryan Riesback, and Jeff Schmuck. So I would say mathematically, Schmuck and Riesback are currently out. Anything can happen. There's a couple guys at 200, 250, 300 that still have a chance if they win their sets to get in.
So like I was saying, for guys that have lower ball speeds, play the wind. We just saw Seb Twiddell launch it. What was that, 212? Can't see. Left to right.
So this would be a huge win for Seb Twiddell. This would get him in, if he does win this. Even if he takes a 2nd place, he's going to be at 525. He's safe.
If Bobby Ray, it's tough because in the first slot he was hitting a cut. Now it looks like he's hitting a draw off off of this slot 4.
Bobby Ray gets a win. He will be at 550. He would be in, and then like I said, it would get dicey. 450 is a nerve. I'd be nervous at 450. Still waiting on numbers from these guys. Right now, no numbers are on the board.
Uh-oh.
Jeff Schmuck, 391. But Seb Twiddell, this is a big set for him. He needs to put a ball in play. He needs to slow everything down and, I said, try to hit a draw. But Bobby Ray is currently in the lead at 398 yards. That could take 398. right now is a win. That's 200 points for him. Seb Twiddell needs to put a ball in play, give himself some points. I mean, he does have 425 right now. 450 can get in. We saw 375 get in, but we've also seen 500 get knocked out. Really, really important here because there is a log jam around 300 to 450 points.
Oh, okay. This is a good one for Cody Billinghurst.
Seb Twiddell, OB right. All right, he needs to slow everything down. He needs to put a ball in play. He literally needs to just put one ball in play. These 25 points would be critical for Seb. It's a big set right here for him.
Bobby Ray 409. Looks like he might take this set. Cody has one last ball. So I was talking to Bobby, and I know that it's definitely fashionable, but he said it's more function than fashion. He felt restricted by sleeves, so just take him off.
He's hilarious. And I don't think Seb's last ball went in play. Huge OB for him. Huge. Bobby Ray currently
Sneaking up.
gets in. Bobby Ray with, I don't even know what he's wearing, but he's into the final 8. Congratulations, buddy. Good one there. He's got the best and worst mullet in golf right now. And he's, yeah, we can hear him. The best last year is we had Country Club adjacent, and they were just calling him like an Abercrombie and Fitch model and whatever. And he comes over, that a boy, and he's just like, hey, like, it was just so funny the way he came up and started talking to us, and I decided to go on the range just to talk to him. And he is the definition of a character. The kid is hilarious, and he's obviously a great competitor. Congratulations, Bobby Ray. You are going to make it to the final 8 here in the first event of the year in Mesquite, Nevada.
Wow, look how quickly that just propelled him up the leaderboard here.
That is humongous. So, like, right now, Brandon Flint, we can have an absolute logjam right now.
Wow.
At 8th.
That was a big shift for Seb to go 0.
Yeah.
And Bobby Ray to win that set.
So, Reed Russell, where is he at? Reed Russell's at 450, so he just needs to get a ball in play. We're going to see a logjam at 450. We really are. So,
watching Will Hogue right now.
This is a huge set for Will because if Will wins, he'll have 500. He'll have 500 points.
He needs this win.
Yeah, Will. I mean, yeah, Will has to win. He's mathematically out if he doesn't win it. So, Mark Costello, Will Hogue, Ryan Gregnal, Zach Holton. Costello's at 250. If he wins, he would knock Seb Twiddell out.
Oh, this is a great ball. 206 from Zach Holton.
I mean, Holton is probably going to conserve a little bit of energy, I would think.
Right, because he's already secured in. He doesn't need to just give it all right now on these 6 balls.
And if they listened earlier to the broadcast of the ladies division, they know that it's not seeding based off of how they finish right now. They're going to go off a world ranking. So one's going to go against 8, and then the highest ranking guy is going to go up against the lowest ranking guy in this heads-up match. So it's going to go down to world rankings here in the final 8. So Gregnal safely in at 550. Justin James, Zach Holton, Bobby Ray. Bobby Ray is in. I said Costello can still get in. He could get in with a win. He would put himself in 8th place. But once again, like I said, Justin James just looked. We were able to see that ball flight. It is dead straight. He looked really good. And Zach Holton had one bad set, and it was in slot number 1, where it seemed like a lot of the guys have struggled. Costello's just hitting some decent balls with just a little bit of a pull. And I always compare Costello and Gregnal to each other. They're the type of guys that if they hit balls and play right away, like they'll hit a bunch of balls right, and play the rest of the set. But right now,
look at this, 407. And possibly 0 from Costello?
This is a huge set for Will. Will's going to have 500 points if he wins this.
Costello drop the driver. Oh. We're still waiting on the number. Oh, there it comes in 0.
Gregnal just popped this up. He hit it 202, so I don't necessarily think that he had 251 feet in the air to win 3,000 spin. I think Will's going to get in. If Gregnal popped it up 408 with 202 ball speed, I'd be shocked. But Zach Holton ends up getting in at 415.
Oh, wow.
So Will Hogue is going to be mathematically out, eliminated.
So close.
Okay. Ryan Riesbach is mathematically out in this next group. Josh Koch. If Josh Koch takes third or better, I think he's going to be okay. He'll be at 500. Second or better for Koch will secure him into the final 8. Martin Borgmeyer, if he wins, he would have 575 points. If Berkshire wins, he's at 525. Flynn wins, he's at 525.
You're saying that Josh is safe?
Josh Koch, he needs, if he takes second place, he's in. Worst case scenario, if he hits, he comes in third.
Mm-hmm.
So, for right now, it's extremely important to get a ball in play. But I think he's safe because you look at guys like Brandon Flynn and Kyle. Like Kyle's at 325 and Flynn's at 325. So any of those guys take second place, they would be tied with Sebastian Twiddell. So, but yeah, Brandon Flynn or Kyle win or Martin, they're in. So
All right, here we go.
It's a big set here. It really truly is because Casto and Koch have to get balls in play. If they go OB, they could be, playing in a playoff here against someone. And right now we're looking at Josh Koch that does have that one OB set, where 475 looks a lot better than 450 right now. A lot better.
So in our screen right now, you're watching with the pink ball and the pink shirt is Colton Casto. Behind him, Justin James. Right here in the blue is Ryan Riesbach.
Mm-hmm.
Again, had such a great day yesterday. I'd love an upset. I'd love for him to just annihilate one right now. Just mess up the points for this group.
Yep. Ryan's going to put a good ball out there.
He is.
He's going to swing. He's not laying down.
As we were saying, the top six guys yesterday got to go straight through to the top 16. But I think, as we've seen with Martin, maybe there's an advantage to being able to hit a few balls today.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out the wind, figure out the grid rolling out, and find your swing.
So right now, Colton Casto has a number, 386, which is good, which puts him at 475, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. So the guy that is on the bubble is Seb.
Got a few yells from the crowd on this ball after Josh Koch. It's low on left, but he's trying to play this fade, and it's blowing out.
Let's do something crazy here.
Okay.
Brandon Flynn wins next set. Kyle Berkshire takes second. Martin Borgmeyer takes third, and Reed Russell takes fourth. You would have 4 guys, fighting for 8th place. Oh they would have a 4-man playoff. Yeah, 4 guys.
We want to see that.
That would be crazy.
It's gonna be so much yelling. Oh, I want that for sure. Okay,
yeah.
Justin James last ball and Colton Casto's waiting.
Huge set for Koch. Koch has got to get a ball in play right here. He could literally hit it 300 yards here. This point is critical. Koch didn't get one in play.
Not one?
Man.
Colton Casto, 420. Bob
All right,
Bradley's over here looking at numbers. Oh my gosh, there's a tie. No.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
No.
Oh, that's right.
Colton's
Justin
in.
James
They chop up 150 points. So Colton will have 600, and JJ will end up with 750. So Zach Holton's going to take down the set.
But a 0 really hurts Josh.
Who knows? Okay. I just feel like there could be. If Martin wins, he's way in. If Martin, Kyle, or Brandon Flynn win, they're in. 425 is the bubble. I still think if Kyle wins and Martin takes second, then Koch is out. So if Kyle wins,
Okay.
or Brandon Flynn, they win, and Martin takes second, Koch is out. So,
Okay.
but it is possible. I mean, Reed Russell essentially has to take fourth place, and I don't see him laying down at all. I mean, these guys are going to go full gas. You're going to see the fastest ball speeds of the day right now. I mean, because you got Martin Borgmeyer, Kyle Berkshire, and Brandon Flynn on the outside looking in. They got to get balls in play, and I want to see these guys get balls in right away. Right away. All right, so Kyle Berkshire is in slot number 4. Brandon Flynn is in slot 3. Martin Borgmeyer in 2. And Reed Russell in slot number 1. It's crunch time here. You got the current world champion, the 2-time world champion, outside looking in right now, coming down to the last set. It's crunch time.
Martin's doing a lot of pacing, like all over the tee box.
Mm-hmm. So Kyle's doing the same.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, they know what's on the line here. It's the season opener. They want to make a statement. Martin wants to defend his title, and Kyle wants to come back. After having the surgery and competing and still doing extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Finishing 9th in the world last year. 20 days after surgery, competing. To start off the World Championships, but. There's, like I said, Martin Borgmeyer. All right, if Martin Borgmeyer takes second place,
all the
he's
different scenarios.
He's in. Like Martin is in a much better position right now, because right now it's forcing. If Kyle took second or Brandon took second, they would have 425. There's a potential for a tie here. There really truly is, because if Borgmeyer takes third place, and this math is crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to let you stick to that over there, all the scenarios. What are they doing here right now? Trying to...
I said what would mess everything up is if...
Are they trying to ice the players on the tee box right now? Everyone's looking over at us. What's happening?
Okay.
Oh, this is interesting. Colton Casto's 420 just got eliminated. Was it erased? So he still is 386.
He's still, he's good. Yeah,
but
he's still going to take 550 points if that's the case.
Tension's rising on this tee box.
Yeah, my buddy Matt. It's like live meathead math. I mean, this is crazy. Like, there's so many scenarios. Being odds maker in Vegas right now, like, to pick the superfecta. What's the odds?
Papa Berkshire right now.
Yeah.
Telling his player, drink some Gatorade. Power up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pause was an orange ball was called back as one of the pink balls, which was incorrect. The final standings for that group.
All right, so they misjudged the orange and pink ball.
420 yards, Justin James, followed by Colton Casto.
So they mistook the orange ball for the pink ball, which are very hard to distinguish.
Yep.
And
This is important for Reed just to put a ball in play. Just put a ball in play. Put a ball in play.
For who?
Reed Russell.
Oh, Reed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final group. Let's hear it for Reed Russell.
I mean, there's different scenarios for different playoffs. So if any of these guys win, they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So a win, you're in. All right.
Is there a situation where anyone wins and someone else also gets in?
Yeah, Borgmeyer can take second place and he's in. So
Okay.
Borgmeyer just put a ball in play. Kyle Berkshire, 219, 2,400 spin. This one's sweeping across the center of the grid. If this one stays in play, this is a big number, but 232 feet in the air. They're going backwards on a ball. If that one's in play, that's Kyle Berkshire's.
Right now we're watching 213 from Reed Russell. just out.
Martin Borgmeyer, 418. Off to a good start. Kyle Berkshire, 398. Brandon Flynn, 398.
Another one here from Reed Russell. They're liking it. They're cheering for him. 206 is going to be tough to compete with when you've got guys hitting at 220, 220 plus.
Yep. Kyle Berkshire, 223.7, 2100. And that's going to be a little bit quicker on the ball speed, too. You've seen it a couple times calibrated. It'll jump up in a number, and it'll calibrate back to 223.7. So that's a good ball from Kyle Berkshire. Martin Borgmeyer still in the lead right now. 2022 world champion in the lead. Needs a second place or better to get in. Berkshire would take a win or a second place. Brandon Flynn is cramping up. That right calf is cramping up on him right now. So right now, Martin Borgmeyer would get in with the win here. I mean, easy. And I think that would Kyle has to win this set, and so does Brandon Flynn.
We're waiting for Kyle's fourth ball, but he is taking more time. And
we just saw Martin's go back to 223.7.
didn't seem to like that one. Still hoping that fourth ball might be it to beat 419.
All right, Martin Borgmeyer still in the lead at 419. Brandon Flynn and Kyle Berkshire have to win in order to get in right now with Martin's 419 golf ball.
Kyle put a good swing on this ball.
222. This one looks like it's floating down the right side. Not sure if that one's going to stay in play or not.
They're walking to something. So, oh, there we go. They're all walking.
Marty Borgie, 240, 418, and a 419 ball is going to take down the set.
Wow.
So the 2022 world champion is still alive. Still waiting on a number to be underlined. We did have confusion last set between the orange ball and the pink ball. But right now, Martin Borgmeyer is in at 419 yards. So 2 big wins for Marty Borgie, 240 the last 2 sets to put himself into the final 8. Still waiting for an underline from Reed Russell and Kyle Berkshire. And Reed Russell is going to be in, and so is Josh Koch. It looks like... Yeah, Josh Koch is going to be the eighth spot. Still waiting on an underline here from Kyle Berkshire. Still have not received it as of yet. 412. So Kyle's second shot ended up going 412 yards.
Is that enough?
That is not
points?
enough.
Not enough.
So Josh Koch is going to sneak in with 2 OB sets, too. He got 2 wins and a third place and is going to finish at 450. So Justin James, Zach Holton, Ryan Gregnal, Martin Borgmeyer, Colton Casto, Bobby Ray, Reed Russell, and Josh Koch round up the final 8.
That was such a fun final 16.
Yeah, no, it's
so much tension.
It is. There's a lot of moving parts there. And Martin, like I said, he went win-win to get in, and got stronger as the event went on.
Do you have any predictions? Looking that Justin James went 445, what do you think we're going to see in the final 2?
I mean, I sat here and I watched both profiles of Zach Holton's and Justin James's golf balls. They're the ones that are hitting it the straightest right now.
Right.
They really are. They're hitting it really, really straight. So, I mean, and there's probably a reason why they end up both having 800 points. Since Zach Holton, it doesn't matter. I said since Zach Holton, as this was before, beat Justin James, then he would be the top seed. But they're going to reshuffle right now, and it's going to be based off of world ranking. They're going to go heads up. It moves quick. It's just going to be heads up matches all the way down to 1. So.
So I think we're going to probably take a little bit of a break. So if you've been watching, you can compete for your shot to make it to World Long Drive Championship with a $25 community membership. You'll get the opportunity to join a local qualifier in your area in hopes of advancing to regionals, a 10% discount on merchandise, and insider access to pre-sales and registrations in the newsletter. So join now at worldlongdrive.com.
The tables are set. Zach Holton, Justin James, Ryan Gregnal, Martin Borgmeyer, Colton Casto, Bobby Ray, Reed Russell, and Josh Koch. Borgmeyer, 2022 world champ, fighting back with 2 wins in rounds 4 and 5. And, yeah, got a ton of speed. Zach Holton's a 220 guy. Justin James flirts with 230. Ryan Gregnal, 230. Martin Borgmeyer, 230. Colton Casto in and around 230 ball speed. Bobby Ray has been the guy that has consistently been 208 to 210 and putting up some big numbers with that golf ball. And Reed Russell, who ended up winning Utah last year, it's nice to see him back after he said he had COVID right before the World Championships, and Josh Koch as well. We'll be back shortly from Mesquite, Nevada, and we're down to the final 8 in the Open Division.
This is the grid that the Bombers call
If
home.
you're throwing the tee in the ground, if your hand's not shaking, there's something wrong.
I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. I'm in my element, flow is like water, I'm forced to a fire, I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth, following God and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element.
And we're back a little bit early. The men's competition hasn't started yet, but I am here with Sandra Karlberg. This is special. Okay, let's clarify it for everyone. Bobby says it's 5. I said it's 6. What is it? Give us the story.
Okay, so the story is that my first World Championship was 2009. It was no division at Mesquite, so they moved the ladies division. It was no ladies division in Mesquite, so they moved it to Palm Springs. And we were there. It was the same lady competing that normally competes. And I got my trophy, world champion. And then when I come to Mesquite 2011, they were counting my second championship. And then the year after when I won, they were counting my third championship.
So now we're at 3.
But then when I won for my 4th time, it was the same time they switched the people that were
running the organization.
so
Okay.
they were just counting the Mesquite events.
Got
So they
it.
started to count 3 again. But I was confused, but then it was easier for me to count what TV were counting. So
Got
that's
it.
why. But now, when it's all started again, Ryan and Bobby told me to, of course, you should count your first title. So now
Yes,
here
own
we
it.
are.
Yeah. So what's it like coming back to Mesquite, and why is this event so special? Turn around a little bit because the camera's right here.
Okay,
We just realized we're on.
That's why I'm asking, where should I look? At me,
Sorry,
you said.
I thought we were going that way, but my mistake.
Okay, so look at this grid. I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I love it here. It's my 7th time in Mesquite, and I have so many great memories because I won 3 of my titles here, of course, and I have been competing here with my brother, and also one year my father was competing as well,
Oh my
so we
gosh,
were
that's
3
right.
from
You
the
have
family.
a family of long drive. I completely forgot when I first met you in 2012.
That was the year that we were 3 from the family competing.
Yes, talk about that. Like, so did you get into long drive after your dad and your brother,
No.
or you were first?
No, I was first in an event in Sweden, and I won that. And I called my brother on the way home. You should try this. And he won his first event, and then he went to the World Championship before me, 2008. But then we were a couple of times together, and it was
What did you
competing
think
at
of
the
the
same
women's
time.
division this year? And we're about to have the men. Let's just say, who do you want to see win in this top 8? Give me a prediction.
I mean, I'm from Europe, so of course Martin is in my heart. But then, and I'm not sure all the players in the top. Who is in the top 8?
Who? I mean, we've got Bobby Ray right here, Martin Borgmeyer. The list, it's a long list. Reed Russell, Colton Casto, Justin James, Zach Holton, Ryan Gregnal, and Bobby Ray.
So Colton, of course, because I know him since he started, and I have seen he has improved from every year. So that would be nice if he's winning, of course. So yeah.
And what did you think of just being on the tee with Phyllis? It was a little bit emotional, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was crazy. We both were like struggling a lot. So I was just lucky that I have a ball in the grid. So we were hoping to put on a show, but
Yeah.
we didn't this time. But
It was still a show. 2 legends on the tee.
yeah, we've been up together so many times. So
Well, thank you so much. I don't know if you want to call shots, but we're about to get started, and thank you for talking with me.
thank you.
Borgmeyer. Gentlemen versus Martin Borgmeyer. Gentlemen, that grid is clear. Fire away.
We're back, final 8. Martin Borgmeyer, Bobby Ray. Longest ball will take down this quarterfinal. Martin Borgmeyer at 416 yards. Bobby Ray at 397. Okay.
There we are.
There we go.
Okay.
Much better.
There we go.
We may or may not have stepped on a wire there. You might not have heard us for the last 45 seconds, but now you can. Martin Borgmeyer, 419 yards. Bobby Ray, 397.
This is what we want to see from Martin, right? 416, 419. He's pumped.
Bobby Ray picking up the ball speed right there at 210. He's been a guy that's been extremely consistent throughout the entire tournament. You know, right around 210 mile per hour ball speed, up to like 212, 213. Marty Borgie, 240. The Germinator.
2022 world champion.
Absolutely.
A little disappointed he's not wearing the shorts to match.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bobby Ray.
Oh.
211.
Is
That's the perfect height right now. Like,
Yeah.
that's the perfect spin and launch. That, you know, curious to see if it gets some rollout. But Bobby Ray has been, with this golf ball, that's a really, really good ball. And it's, honestly, we've seen some huge numbers with balls at, like, in, you know, the 210 range that's flighted correctly. 415, a little bit behind Borgmeyer right now, but putting up a heck of a fight.
Yeah.
So Bobby Ray, last ball, looks like it's going to go OB. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Maybe one of us might have stepped on a cord or something. But that last ball, Bobby Ray's might not be in, but had a heck of a tournament. Really did. 400 yards on his last ball. Martin Borgmeyer fighting back in rounds 4 and 5 to get 2 wins to get in. So the highest ranked player in the world right now, Martin Borgmeyer, in this event, went up against Bobby Ray and ends up taking down the win here by 4 yards. A little bit different structure this year. We're having heads-up matches. Instead of having 4 guys in the tee box in the quarterfinals, 2 quarterfinals with 4 on the tee where they take 2 into the semis, they're going to get a little bit more heads-up matches, and I like that too. I like this heads-up match, and it's quick. Both of the guys are hitting. There's not alternate shots. It's not 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 as we had back in the day, where you literally just hit 8 balls. Now we're hitting 6. But yeah, you get 2 minutes and 30 seconds to just let it rip.
On the tee.
Yep, on the tee. Ryan Gregnal, Reed Russell. Gregnal has looked really, really good. I always want to see guys like Reed Russell, Ryan Gregnal, and Colton Casto. We want to see golf balls in play right away because those guys get stronger and stronger and stronger as it goes on. So let's take a peek at these first couple balls if they get something in play right away. And I think this is a great matchup here.
This is a good ball for 213 for Ryan Russell.
Reed, Ryan, same thing. It doesn't matter.
Reed Russell. Oh my gosh, too many R's. I'm sorry. Reed Russell.
So Gregnal OB on his first ball, 220. Gregnal, not too long ago in practice, went 233.7 miles per hour. So the second fastest guy on the planet recorded. And I think Martin's right. It has gone 233 as well. So
Ooh,
you got
217 here from Reed Russell with a great recoil. And if you don't know what recoil is, it's when you snap the club back from from your finish position.
Really, really good numbers from Reed Russell. And what we saw is we talk about certain profile shots, but Zach Holton and Justin James were hitting it laser straight. And that last ball from Reed Russell was right down the middle, and it did not move at 439 yards. Huge ball from Reed Russell. That was perfect shot. Former professional baseball player Reed Russell going up against Ryan Gregnal, veteran that's been in the sport since 2008. Gregnal just trying to settle in. He's got a big number to catch, but he's definitely got the horsepower to do it.
Oh, the crowd likes it.
221, 2,600 spin.
223.
Oh, 223. It calibrated back to 223. Nice.
Yep.
185. Very similar. Reed Russell's spin was just a little bit less. A little bit less.
401. What do you think that number is going to be?
That's a big number from Gregnal. It just depends if it gets roll or what have you. I mean, it spun a little bit. There's not that much wind. And we've seen like 2,000 to 2,200 be a little bit better ball. Yesterday, you wanted to spin it more, for sure. Waiting on a call back from Ryan Gregnal. The longest ball so far of this round of 16 has been Justin James at 445. Gregnal back at 428. And I think it just comes down to spin. He might have spun it just a little too much. And we're talking about, we're getting hypercritical, like landing angles and everything. Gregnal.
2 final balls from these guys. We've got yellers. We've got screaming from the crowd.
Gregnal actually, it touched 224 right there and calibrated back to 223.7. We've seen that a couple times today where those golf balls, ball speeds record higher and then jump back to 223.7. So Gregnal, based off of speed, if he launched it correctly, had good landing angles, came back at 418. Reed Russell, 439, is going to take down the set with an absolute laser, dead straight. And I said, Gregnal put on a great show there. He hit 2 really, really solid golf balls, and I think it just comes down to spin. So these guys are going to have 3 or 4 weeks to get ready for Hope Sound, and they're going to have to make some adjustments and kind of get accustomed to the golf ball. They're going to hit this golf ball the rest of the year, and we're seeing right now Reed Russell, 217 ball speed, flighted correctly, good landing angles, and he ends up winning the set with Gregnal hitting, yelling at those golf balls. That was 224, so about 7-mile-per-hour difference in ball speed, but Reed Russell takes down the win at 439 yards. So Martin Borgmeyer, Reed Russell are going to be in the semifinals.
Was this how you thought the day would pan out?
Not having Kyle Berkshire in the final 8 is a surprise, obviously.
Yes.
But the guys that are on this list, I could see all of them making final 8s. You have 2 world champions, Martin Borgmeyer and Justin James. You got Josh Koch has won tour events. Zach Holton, I believe Zach Holton won last year. And Colton Casto, I think Zach Holton might have won Kyle won in Memphis. Zach Holton's in and around it. He's always right there, Mm-hmm. Colton Casto won a tour event that wasn't, it was a non-tour event, a PLDA event, but won a big event out in Oklahoma a couple years ago. Josh Koch has got a lot of wins. Gregnal is just, knocking on the doorstep. He's always putting himself in these opportunities to win. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Gregnal gets, a win or 2 this year. Yeah, I said the only surprise that everybody's, coming in watching right now, Mr. Berkshire, the 2-time world champ, was eliminated in the last group. So Martin Borgmeyer finishing really, really strong the last 2 sets and just put out a good number to get the win. And we got Zach Holton and Colton Casto. What I've liked with Colton Casto and Zach Holton is that their dispersion is so tight. They're hitting, essentially straight golf balls. And Colton Casto's profile has always been kind of like a high draw, and he's made that adjustment. So I just want to see some balls in play right now. Zach Holton has been in complete control today.
So this is a really good matchup in terms of their ball speed and.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're evenly matched. And it is a chess match. When you're going heads up against someone, just putting a number out there is really, really important. Casto right down the middle. High ball. Landing angle looks like it's fallen out of the sky just a little bit. Might have been a little bit of a miss hit for Colton. 1,800 spin, 196, 213.
Ooh.
Zach Holton, 217. 2,300 spin.
23, yeah.
195. Okay. And I was saying on the range just a few minutes ago, I really like that 170 range as far as height. Because the balls that are going to 200 and higher right now, just it's not working.
So we've got 425 from Colton Casto and 420 from Zach Holton.
Yep.
This is close.
And Colton's ball was just a little lower. Zach Holton yelling. 222.6. Big ball. Recalibrated back to 222.9, 2,500 spin, 168. I like the height on that golf ball. That profile looked very similar to Martin Borgmeyer's to win the World Championships last year, and it went 426, which actually would be 1 yard longer than Colton Casto. Here we go. How far did Zach Holton go on this one? 418. Might have taken up a little bit too much room left to right.
Well, we're still waiting on 1 ball from Zach Holton. We don't know what that is, but he's. Oh no,
He's got 2 left.
He does have 2 left. That was my mistake. Oh. All right, final balls.
Colton Casto, the man who swept the gauntlet in the round of 48. Ended up getting five wins in a row against guys like Justin James and Ryan Gregnal and Kyle Berkshire and everybody else that was in that group. A really, really solid showing for Colton Casto. So it looks like he's going to win this set at 425 yards. Zach Holton at 420. Zach Holton's knocking on the doorstep. That kid is an absolute stud. He has looked so good the last couple years, and he's progressively getting better, and he's putting himself in these situations to win tournaments. And just like Gregnal, you're going to see Zach Holton get a W here sooner than later.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a drive of 425 yards, Holton Casto advances to the final four.
And if you're looking at Justin James and Josh Koch, JJ just got better and better as the sets went on. Koch had a couple wins. He took a third and had a couple OB sets, so he's going to make some changes. I know he's trying to tighten up his left to right because that's his prototypical ball flight. It's having less movement. Koch looks nice and relaxed. He's won on this grid before. He's got multiple wins on the PLDA, which now, thanks to GF Sports and Entertainment, World Long Drive is back. They acquired the IP for World Long Drive and also the PLDA. And they've done a great job. And how about FlyScope? Hey, they're sitting right next to us. Got to give them a shout out. They're giving away 3,000 brand new monitors to.
That is not true.
Santa's coming early. But we got Josh Koch, Justin James.
I couldn't figure it out until just now. Josh Koch looks like Theo James, this actor. He was in Divergent.
Okay.
What else was he in? Let me think. White Lotus, if anybody watches that.
Yeah, I know you're White Lotus, the second one.
The second one.
Yes. The funny guy, kind of.
I don't think he was funny.
He wasn't really funny, but it's more of the, he was more of a, I don't even know. I can't remember.
He was the bad friend.
He was the bad friend. He was a bad guy, but Justin and Josh are lovely fathers. JJ's got 3 kids. Mr. Koch has got 2. They're great fathers. They're good men, and gosh darn it, they're great long drivers. They're the best in the world. All right, so the 2017 world champion, Justin James, locked and loaded, ready to go, going up against Josh Koch. That swing right there from JJ looked a little stiff. Hopefully he's okay.
This is kind of what I was saying earlier with Sandra and Phyllis. Josh Koch hits a fade, and it's kind of unfortunate he's in the left slot. I wish they could choose their slots, and Justin James, just the opposite, hits a draw on this right side.
JJ 208. Looks like he's trying to play a little golf here. Koch with the 209 ball. This one's drifting out right. So Koch has got the same miss, so he's not missing. So left and right. He just needs to make, kind of like we talked about Seb Twiddell, maybe Koch tries to hit a little bit of a draw here, and just change it up a little bit.
I don't know. I think it's really hard in the moment to change your swing. You just got to change your alignment and trust that if you aim, maybe just a little bit out, it'll find the fairway.
Yeah.
And I think he did just that. He made a good adjustment here, started it more left than we've seen, and hopefully it just stays in play. He just needs a number, right? At this point, Justin James has 3 OB, waiting on a number for OB on that third one.
All right, so they're down to the last 3 golf balls. Justin James, I'd like to see him step on the gas just a little bit more. A ball, 216, 218 golf ball. He got through that one a lot better. 211, 214, big ball from Josh Koch right now, 214.5. This is his best ball that he's hit in several sets, 164 feet in the air. I really like that golf ball. That's a great shot from Josh Koch. That's in play. That's going to be a great number as well.
What's that saying where you dance with the partner that you came with?
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that, like I said, we talked about his dispersion. He tightened it up big time. JJ steps up, hits an absolute laser, 219. If this one stays in play, this one's hugging down the left side of the grid, 168 feet in the air, 211. Big number from Koch, 422. JJ's flirting with that left side. If that one stayed in play, that one's going to be a humongous number.
All right, final balls for these guys, waiting on the 5th balls for both of them. 409 for Josh Koch's 4th ball. Or 5th
JJ,
ball
OB left.
Oh, it's disappointing.
415, so Josh Koch is going to take the win at 422 yards. Justin James, 415.
So as much as we want it to be about speed, sometimes it's just about, finding the grid and playing your shot. Not once did he sway away. He come away from hitting that fade. And that paid off.
Justin James and Josh Koch gave themselves a hug. And I said the first ball, JJ took that first swing and almost like he was like his leg hurt or something like that. Just it was a 204 ball and just didn't really get through it. But he got through that 5th and 6th golf ball. And like I said, he's probably trying to put a good ball out and play, just put a number on the board, apply a little bit of pressure.
Yeah. These two guys, Josh Koch and Justin James, both do a lot of fitness and training, and they both are good follows on Instagram if you're interested in getting in shape, and not only just for long drive, but improve your golf game, right? You want to hit it long in the fairway as well.
Absolutely.
Long irons, you don't want to just hit it long off the tee. It's definitely an advantage hitting a pitching wedge as far as some people's 8-iron.
Well, that was good. You saw Koch make an adjustment, slight adjustment. It went 214 right there, and it was just a little left to right, not a lot of left to right.
Right, just a little bit, and it seemed like he trusted it, aimed a little more left. Wasn't afraid of that left OB. All right, so who do we have in? Martin Borgmeyer, Reed Russell, Colton Casto, and Josh Koch.
Josh Koch is going to match up against Martin Borgmeyer. Reed Russell is going to go up against Colton Casto.
Oof.
And I always said, I feel like Reed Russell and Colton Casto are the same hitter. But they've changed, though. I saw a lot of mid balls from Colton and Reed. I mean, it's like they both made the same type of adjustments. These are guys that are predominantly guys that hit moon balls, they hit the highest golf balls on the planet. I mean, they were hitting 220, 230 feet in the air, and we're starting to see these guys lower it into the 170s and 180s. And Colton hitting a little bit of a cut. Reed's last couple balls have been straight, really, really straight. So. All right, so you got Martin Borgmeyer, the 2022 world champion, going up against Josh Koch. Martin's staring at the crowd. You got two buddies, Martin and Josh. Are good friends. They hang out all the time. They work out together. They work together, and we haven't seen Josh Koch's psycho mode. He's a little laid back right now. I'm used to the psycho mode from Josh Koch where he's talking to himself but he looks nice and relaxed right now.
His White Lotus moment. No, it's so cool watching them on the range. Martin Borgmeyer was sitting behind him, kind of giving him tips yesterday in his round robin. So I hope we have some energy from this matchup.
All right, so two good friends going up against each other.
I remember going up against Aaron Hess and obviously friends with a lot of these women, but there's some smack talking when you're close with someone.
Oh yeah.
And you're right here on the tee box.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Okay,
right, they
so they give it another. Okay.
Okay.
Gentlemen, that grid is clear. Fire away.
All right, Borgmeyer is relaxed. When he's relaxed, he's really dangerous.
He is. When he gets his Lee Trevino on, he is.
Absolutely. Feel like a little touch of wind.
Oh.
Koch with a bullet.
213.
213. Launched it. Spun it just a little bit too much. That's a number, but that's not something that Josh can improve on by 20, 30 yards easily. That'll be a number. I would say right around 400 yards.
You hear this music? This is
412. Okay. Koch has got more in the tank.
This sounds like some Euro.
Oh, yeah.
House music. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's going to work for Martin.
Marty Borgie, 240, 221.7, 2,600 spin, 190 feet in the air, sweeping across the grid, right to left. We've seen some big numbers, especially out of the women's division and senior division today from that slot with not too much left to right movement from the wind. So that coming across the center of the grid, that has been a good number. Koch starting to step on the gas here. He's at 212.
Even though he's stepping on the gas, his spin is really good. Look at that.
So Borgmeyer takes the lead at 415. Koch has got two balls at 412, and it might come down to a speed contest right now. Borgmeyer is quicker, and just Koch needs to optimize his golf ball right now because he definitely has more in the tank. Koch takes the lead at 417.
Yep.
There we go.
Another one, a little too much spin. It's 2,600 on the last Koch ball, but 224.
And he's fighting through this tournament right now. He really is. I mean, he struggled. He had a couple wins, Koch did, and the round of 16 and went OB a couple times. But here he is stepping up in crunch time. It's single elimination and putting balls in play and applying pressure.
You asked who was best dressed. I know we said Bobby Ray with the sleeveless, but the salmon pants are doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Against this background, looking good.
Right now, it looks like Martin Borgmeyer is going to be down to his last golf ball. Josh Koch, 417. Martin Borgmeyer, 415. Borgmeyer is going to have to take a nice deep breath, get his hands to set, and let it go. I mean, he's plenty fast enough. I would like to see 170, 180 feet in the air from Martin Borgmeyer. So started down the right side of the grid.
Yep, he let Josh go and finish his last ball, and here we go.
Here he goes.
World champion.
Borgmeyer, big ball. 222, 2,000 spin. How high did he hit it? That is a question. 195 feet in the air, sweeping across the middle of the grid. This one's landing right about now. Just carry distance alone on flight scope. It's 389 yards.
Is it in? Is it in? Oh, it's
the
so
question
close.
is it stayed in?
We're all asking, all staring at the screen.
We're looking at, like, the first thing you always do is you look at the grid, or the monitors on the grid. Martin Borgmeyer, 418. It's not confirmed as of right now. They are not underlined, but Borgmeyer on the last ball has got Koch by 1 yard. This is a 6-inch rule. We're going to find out which drive is longer, but Borgmeyer comes up in crunch time on the 6th ball, has to go 418 or better, and as of right now, he's hit it 418 on the nose.
So much
Marty Borgie, 240.
Underlined at 418.
Let's see where Koch is at. You know what? Let's see 418. Come on, let's go to a playoff. Let's have some fun here.
Right? I was just about to say, can we kick it just a little bit?
417.
417. That was so fun.
We have got the thumbs up from Seamus Powers that Martin Borgmeyer has won at 418 yards.
Wow.
Josh Koch, 417. Marty Borgie, 240.
All right, he's still in it.
As my son calls him, Mr. BurgerFi. The Germinator. Last ball against his boy Josh Koch beats him by 1 yard. And that's the funny thing is that when we talk about being hypercritical, like earlier on in tournaments about guys' landing angles and spin rates, ball speed, what have you, you talk about crunch time. Literally 1 yard decided whether you're making it to the finals or you're out as a semifinalist. So Josh Koch ended up fighting back, and had a good set in the quarterfinals and put up a great fight against Martin Borgmeyer. Two, champions that have won on this grid. And, Martin Borgmeyer still holding the crown right now.
Yep.
The 2022 world champ has got a chance.
We talk a lot about numbers, but honestly, you can hit 220 like we saw in the women's division. You can be the longest, fastest, and go all OB. So it's really a mental game too at this point.
So Colton, if that was in baseball, that would be a triple. That ball was a laser. You wouldn't want to be the second baseman's head right there. But all right. So Reed Russell, Colton Casto. Semifinal number 2, Martin Borgmeyer has made it in. Ends up beating Josh Koch by 1 yard, 418 to 417 yards. Reed Russell with a number on the board at 414. Colton Casto looks like he has one right down the middle, 213 mile per hour ball speed, 1,900 spin, 161 feet in the air. Not sure if that one stays in play, but I do like those numbers.
It's definitely a different energy from the last two, right? They're friends. They pumped up the crowd. They talked to the crowd. These two guys are super serious.
I said these guys practice together as well. These are one-stop power shop guys. I'm Bobby Peterson, and they've hit a lot of balls in practice against each other. And I said Colton, he hasn't hit too much in the offseason because he catches king crab off the coast of Alaska. And but the kid has hit so many golf balls, and he looks really, really good. He's really fast. So hopefully Colton gets a ball in play right now. He's at 217, flirting down the left side of the grid. But Reed Russell coming back from the World Championships, like I said, he knew he didn't have the greatest World Championships, but putting up a great display of power and accuracy this year, or this start off the season. And, Reed ended up winning the last tour event for the PLDA in Utah, and he went up against Colton Casto. Reed Russell, 2 golf balls at 414 right now. Colton Casto still working on a number. We're live in Mesquite, Nevada. World Long Drive, event number 1. We're at the home of Long Drive. Colton Casto needs to get a ball in play. in order to have a chance, and it looks like he's going to go OB. So it's going to be Martin Borgmeyer, Reed Russell
Wow.
in the finals. The guys that have won the last 2 pro events, tour events.
I'm
Martin
not going to say it's an announcer's curse, but I did say go all OB. That is not what I wanted to see from Colton Casto.
I know. But Colton, great start to the year. Someone that is just knocking on the doorstep every single time, similar to a Gregnal. You know, they're really, really good hitters. And, you know, I say not too far away from getting a W. Like you said, he even said that was Zach Holton. Anybody that's in the Final 8, even the guys in the top 16, you know, if you get to the Final 8, anybody can win. Anybody can win.
114 yards. Reed Russell advances to the championship match.
All right, 48 men have entered. 2 are still alive. The 2022 world champion, Martin Borgmeyer, going up against Reed Russell. Yeah. So here it is. The table is set. We're waiting on Martin to walk off the grid. He looks like he is getting his towel and his clubs, wiping down the grips, and making his way to the grid. It's probably about
100 meters?
Yeah. 100 meters is good. Sure. Is it 110 yards? Do you have a Bushnell rangefinder?
That's right, because, okay, from track and field, it's meters. And then,
Yeah.
right, I'm in golf now. You know what? That was.
You know, our boys at FlightScope might know how far it is from here to Martin Borgmeyer right now. And speaking of great job, they've done phenomenal.
He's
The
about
greatest technology on the planet. If you don't have a FlightScope, go buy 500-600 of them. Let's go.
He's about a gap wedge away.
Discount World Long Drive. You'll get 1% off. You're welcome.
Now he's
Buy 100, get 1 free, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Marty Borgie, 240, Mr. BurgerFi. The world champ walking up, slot number 3 on the last ball. I love it. Going up against Reed Russell.
Well, Bobby, this has been such a pleasure hanging out with you. The sun is setting, and we're in our final 2. I just want to say thanks for hanging out with me the last couple of days, and I really enjoyed this.
It's been fun. It's awesome, and it's been nice to watch the progression of this broadcast as well. Like, all of us are getting better. The more this goes on, and I'm a hypercritical guy as well. Like, I go back, I'm going to look at the tapes, and my intros are going to be way better moving forward, I promise. But I look forward to sharing the booth with you throughout the year. It's been a lot of fun. All right, Martin Borgmeyer, Reed Russell. Here we go. The table's set. Who's going to win the first event in Mesquite, Nevada? World Long Drive is back.
The grid is clear. Fire away.
Reed Russell looks like he's going to pull the trigger first. Borgmeyer walking in. Only 5 months ago, won a world championship against the DeChambino, 426 yards.
All right, Reed's first ball was just out left, a little too fast.
Borgmeyer pulled just a little left, 220 mile per hour. Reed Russell going second here, second ball. This one's flirting down the left side. If this one stays in, it's close. It's close. Good numbers. Wow, this is pushing off left.
I don't know how anyone sees this orange ball.
Borgmeyer's got looks like this ball's going to
cutting?
stay in play. He's got a 221.7, 1949. I like the numbers there with Martin Borgmeyer. I really, really like that number. That's very similar to the ball that he hit to win the World Championships. Very similar. It has cooled down. There's literally no wind, a little left or right, so that does benefit a slight cut that Borgmeyer just hit. Didn't hear much from him. Still waiting on a number on the second ball. 100% can say Martin Borgmeyer's second ball was in play. 408. Okay. Reed Russell still working on a number.
Oh, come
OB
on.
left. Reed Russell's down to his last 2 balls. We're going to see Martin open up here and let it go.
It's definitely nerves at this point. It's not about speed. It's about controlling your mind and your ball flight.
Biggest numbers from Martin Borgmeyer, 225.7, did calibrate back to 223.7, but that was Martin's fastest ball that I've seen in a while. So I know that the first day he was up in the 226, 227 range. Reed Russell is OB.
I need Reed Russell to take a step back. He's hit that left ball 5 times.
Martin
aim.
Borgmeyer 1 ball away from winning the championships, but I know he wants to build on this golf ball. He's not. I can guarantee he's not comfortable with the 408 golf ball right now. 216,
That might stay in.
little. I don't know if that's a miss hit or not, but it's 220 feet in the air. I like his first ball significantly better. All right, Reed Russell's down to his last ball. He's got to go 408 or better.
Come on, aim left and just launch it. Give us
Wind
a
picked
show.
up just a smidge.
Do it.
Oh, Reed Russell with a bomb, but this one's going to go OB left. Martin Borgmeyer is going to win the 2022 or 2023 season opener. Marty Borgie.
He did it. He kept us on our toes, like I said, all day today. Weren't sure if he was on the bubble. Now he's in. Now he won. This guy.
I think he likes his grid.
I think so.
He's pretty successful on it. Now he's going to get the
Oh,
water
he's
bath
getting
from
the
Josh
water.
Catch. Josh Catch got him with a water bath.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to get the microphones. I'm going to go interview Mr. Borgmeyer. So, all right. Good job, man.
Oh, Mr. Bradley.
Marty Borgie, 240. Mr. BurgerFi.
Yeah.
Congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
win. We had a nice conversation yesterday.
What?
Said I motivated you.
Oh, you did. Oh, yeah. You did, 100%. Because it almost seemed like you have your favorites. I'm not one of them, apparently. And the next day it sounded a little bit different. But you motivated me. Yeah,
Good.
100%. Because, I mean, what Kyle did over the last couple years was absolutely tremendous. Yeah, he won so many events. And he's the true world #1, and everybody's chasing him, right? But I mean, I'm the 22 world champion. Came back out here with completely different equipment. Changed my shaft again. Last year I was hitting a fairly stiff shaft. Now I went with a light ladies flex, which is 185. I'm not kidding. I'm not even kidding. Back there, it's actually a soft ladies shaft, and it helps me to just swing way more effortlessly. And I think that was my key to winning this one today, because I didn't start off great. Like my first 3 rounds were absolutely terrible. I was shaking, struggling, and well, all I can say to everybody out there, when you play 5 rounds in a round robin, never give up, because there's no reason to. Right? You can always make it through with 2 more wins, and that's exactly what I did today. If I would have hit these 2 matches the way I hit in the very beginning today, well, I would have been out. Yeah. So it's really about hitting the right shots in the right time, and that only comes with experience, I guess, because I've seen so many amazing new players. I mean, this is really about you guys. I mean, people come in from Australia, people come in from Europe, from everywhere, and they're so good. They're so incredible. They put up big speeds in the sims, but all they need is just a little more experience on the grid. And then at some point, the flip is gonna switch, and then we see so much more talent. I can't wait for this season. We're back on TV, and I have a very good feeling that all of these boys that are brand new to the sport gain all these experiences now in the first couple events, and then when we're on TV, it's go time. And I look forward to that.
Well, it said you're one of the best on the planet, you know. And being behind the booth, I got to pick someone, and I know that what you did to fight through. Let's go back to Utah. I watched Martin Borgmeyer become Martin Borgmeyer again. I remember the first time you and I actually competed on a tee box. You started screaming after the first ball, and it was like the first round in the tournament.
Yeah.
And that's the Martin Borgmeyer that I really enjoyed watching. And I started seeing you become yourself in Utah. Granted, you didn't win the tournament. Actually, Reed Russell won. And I saw that progressively in time in the World Championships and in crunch time. Like, you had to get 2 wins today, and then Josh Koch puts up a 417. You have to hit 418 or better. So you stepped on the gas, and you're a winner. I mean, you're a champion. You have to go through 48 hitters today, and a year ago you had to go through 127 hitters, you being the 128th. So this is one of the best hitters on the planet. And I said, you're on the march for #1. What modifications are you going to make? Because I know a lot of the guys were messing with ball speed, like the ball, like spin rate, speed. Like, what were you working on with that golf ball?
I mean, I tried it at the middle of the face. I haven't quite figured out yet how like the speeds convert. So I believe it's pretty good in the high teens range. Like a few of my 220 plus balls didn't convert that well. But I mean, for me today, the most important bit was actually, my good friend Josh Koch. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. I spent the whole last week with him, right? I spent so many nights at his house with his kids and his wife. And it's just been amazing to see him because he was struggling so much, like swing-wise, body-wise. He tore his neck and all that, and now he made it to the quarterfinals, and I had a hit against him, right? And my dad, yesterday, we were on the phone, and my dad said, like, hey, I want to see you guys in the final. And, well, that didn't quite work out, right? Because the bracket is the way it is. And, no, it was amazing to see Josh, and it's totally awesome what we do together with hitbombs.com. There's some amazing stuff coming out very soon in terms of golf technique. And I want to thank Andy. Where's Andy Gregoire? Over there from Fortify. He is the man who's taking care of a lot of players. And he got me my hotel room this week, and I didn't even ask for it. So he sent me a message all of a sudden. He was like, hey, bro, I got you a room. I was like, hey, dude, you don't need to do this. But he's everywhere we are, and he loves the sport, and we need more of these people. Thanks, Andy.
Martin Borgmeyer is your 2023 Mesquite champion. I got a feeling you're going to be in the winner's circle a lot this year.
That's what I work for. That's what I work for. Every single day, whatever it is it content? Is it working on my swing? Whatever it might be. This is the basis of my life, and I keep working on it, just like everybody else of these amazing athletes out here.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thanks, Bobby Bradley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, World Long Drive. Thanks, GF Sports and Entertainment. That was kind of... Thanks, GF Sports and Entertainment, to take over World Long Drive. The new branding, everything looks absolutely amazing, and I love how the event was run. And I can't wait to see new places. Oceanside, I mean, we've never been there. Atlanta, we've never been there. So there's a bunch of new places I'm looking forward to compete at, and new grids, and you never know, right? And certain grids are better for like slower people, more accurate people, more like consistent people. Others are bombers grids. So it's really the variety of grids that I'm looking forward to, and well, the year has only just begun.
Marty Borgi, 240, the Germinator. He's got like 8 nicknames. Mr. BurgerFi, he's your champ.
Attention everybody in the facility, if you are interested in going out to check out the grid and provide some assistance in picking up balls, you're more than welcome to do so. So if you'd like to take a walk out there right now, we'd be more than willing to accept the help to pick up all the balls that Martin and his friends have just knocked out there.
Do I need to sign up now? All right, well, we had a great tournament. Congrats to Martin Borgmeyer, Monica Leaving, and the guy that drinks from the Fountain of Youth, Jeff Gavin. We'll be back in Hope Sound in a couple weeks. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. As the late, great Dick Sanford always said, good night, God bless, and drive home safely.